Well, stablecoins in focus today. Circle, issuer of the stablecoin USDC, started trading today at 69 per share. That's after pricing its initial public offering at 31. For more, we're bringing in Heath Tarbert, president of Circle. Heath, welcome to the show. Congrats on the big day, Heath. You know, the company, as I understand it, it's been around some time. I think Heath founded around, correct me if I'm wrong here, around 12 years ago. So why go public now, Heath? And what went into that decision?
Well, that's exactly right. Circle's been around for a long time, and it's been our long-term goal and aim and part of our strategy to go public. As was said earlier, trust, transparency, and reliability is really key in this industry. And we're the world's largest regulated stablecoin issuer. And so it was only natural that to raise the level of trust, transparency, and governance, we would go public, be listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and be held to those high standards. So that is why we are a public company, but in many ways, this is just the beginning.
So talk to us about what's next then, I guess. We're seeing huge demand, we should say, for your shares in today's session. I know it was oversubscribed. The shares are going up quite a lot today. So there's a lot of excitement around this. But what is next? And talk to me about the profit profile of the company, how you guys make money on the stablecoin business.
Yeah, so we are engaged in building the world's largest and most widely used stablecoin network. And wherever there is regulation, we are seeking to have the highest level to get the right licenses, because we really think that's going to be the differentiator. And so the more our stablecoins are used throughout the world, the better it is for our network, and the network effects take place. And so we obviously have the network, the amount of stable coins that we have in circulation. We have those reserves invested in very high quality liquid assets, but we also have a number of tech products and protocols that make us a far better network than some of our competitors out there. And so those come with fees, and we're continuing to build out those revenue streams as well. But again, when we look at what we're offering compared to the traditional payment systems, it's not even comparison in terms of the amount and the cost to transfer things over the internet through blockchain protocols.
Heath, I'm very curious to get your take on the Genius Act, which is making its way through the halls of power in D.C., Heath. I'm just curious what you all at Circle make of that legislation. Are you positive on it? You got questions? Are you skeptical? I'm curious to hear your take.
Yeah, we're very positive on the legislation. We think it's probably the best piece of sound stablecoin regulation in the United States that we've seen, because in many ways it enshrines the Circle way of doing business. We had one-to-one backing with high-quality liquid assets, transparency, as well as monthly attestations, ever before it was required of us. So we set about building, again, the world's best stablecoin in our view, and we asked ourselves, what characteristics would that have? And the characteristics that the Genius Act would enshrine in law is essentially those characteristics that we imposed upon ourselves before anyone told us we had to. So we're very supportive of the legislation. We think it's outstanding. And the fact that it has broad bipartisan support shows the importance that despite the partisanship that's going on in Washington and elsewhere, this is so important for the country that we move forward.
Does it also open the door, though, to more competition? Now, as we mentioned before, there is Circle, and then Tether is sort of the other main stablecoin company. But some have reported, including the Wall Street Journal, that some of the nation's largest banks are now talking about teaming up on some kind of stablecoin initiative. As we know, there are also central banks that have talked about stablecoins as well. So what's that competitive threat look like for Circle?
Yeah, so first of all, it doesn't appear that the United States is interested in creating a central bank digital currency. So private sector stablecoins for the US dollar are going to be the path forward. As far as competition goes from the private sector, we welcome it. Right now, the global stock of electronic money is $60 trillion. And Citigroup predicts that within the next few years, the global stock of stable coins will be about $3 trillion. Right now, we're only at $200 billion between us and the other stablecoin issuers are out there. So there's a tremendous opportunity for growth. And in our view, we can compete on all of those things that I mentioned before: trust, transparency, quality, as well as the fact that we're an internet network business that's building and has many developers around the world building on top of our own stablecoin network. So we're very confident in our ability to compete. But the fact that more people will be coming into the industry will only mean that more people are using stablecoins than ever before.
Heath, the Trump family, as you know, very interested, Heath, in all things crypto, including stablecoin. And I'm just curious how you would all think about their participation and their enthusiasm. Is it good for adoption, Heath? Is it bad for adoption? Maybe it doesn't matter. What do you think?
Again, we welcome competition from all corners. And as far as President Trump himself, he has been tremendous in his support of the importance of blockchain and the fact that America needs to lead. So he has really shown great leadership, as have all of the folks that he's appointed to key regulatory positions. So again, we welcome the competition, and we certainly welcome the change in Washington to embrace this technology, because every other jurisdiction of major import around the world, including places like the European Union, have adopted rules and regulations and embraced this technology. So it's about time that the US also moves forward.
Heath, what about some of the other things that the Trump family has done within crypto? The meme coin, for example. Now Truth Social is going to have a cash Bitcoin ETF. And there have been quite a number of complaints and allegations of corruption or favoritism linked to that. Given what you're saying to us, that reputation is so important for stablecoins in particular, does that sort of tarnish the industry when we see activity like that?
Well, the industry is going to have a diverse set of players, and the industry itself is really diverse. What Circle is focused on is what you said in the very beginning of the segment, which is not necessarily even crypto. Stablecoins in particular are a payment systems innovation. They're a far better, superior, safer, cheaper, and more technology-focused, sort of advanced way of moving dollars. And that is our primary focus. And in many ways, that transcends the traditional crypto ecosystem. In fact, we've seen in the last year stablecoin growth decoupled from traditional digital assets trading. And that tells us that people are using stablecoins for all sorts of things that are not tied to digital assets, but cross-border remittances, the ability to have a store of value. And with the Genius Act, there'll be many more uses, including in the traditional financial system.
Heath, great to have you on the show today, and congrats on the big day again.
My pleasure, an honor to be here.